Good morning, and I decided to make a video for you on how to go from degrees to radians. I'll be making another video in a little while as well to show you where we apply this. Now, as you all know, a degree is like 30 degrees, right? Because we have that little symbol right there. Well, radian, as you've heard me talk about in class, that's a number that has the symbol pi in it. And it can either be, and it will always be in the numerator position. It can sometimes have a fraction in it, or it can sometimes just have a whole number next to it. And once again, how do I know? Radians is a number that has pi in it. So what I want to do, my example is I'm going to want to change 45 degrees to a number that has pi in it, which once again is radians. So I'm going to multiply by a number that has pi in it, which will be the ratio 180 over pi, because that is equal to 1. Because pi is equal to 180 degrees. Yes, I know pi is equal to 3.14 blah, 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 but in degrees it equals 180. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 45 degrees, I'm going to multiply it to pi over 180. So that gives me 45 pi over 180. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to reduce it, and that turns into pi over 4, because 45 goes evenly into 180. Okay, next example. So I'm going to want to change 37 into degrees, and I'm going to multiply that again by pi over 180. So 37 degrees is over 1. 1 is always in the numerator for any whole number. So I'm going to multiply those two together. 37 times pi will give me 37 pi. 1 times 180 gives me 180. Now I can't reduce that because 37 is a prime number, so this is as small as it goes. We can also go from radians to degrees. Okay, so this time we're going to use the ratio 180 over pi, because it'll help cancel the pi's. So example 3. So I have 2 pi times 180, so here's a radian, that's a whole number, but remember there's always an invisible 1 under there. So when I multiply them together, I get 2 times 180, which gives me 360 pi over pi. The pi's will cancel out. That will leave me 360, and that's the final answer. Okay, next example. Now I'm going to do 2 pi over 7. I'm going to multiply that to 180 over pi. So when I multiply 2 to 180, I get 360. 7 to pi, and 2 pi to 180, I get 360 pi. 7 times pi will then give me 7 pi. So now I have 360 pi over 7. The pi's cancel out, and I get 360 over 7. But I'm not done, because I don't want my degrees as a fraction. I want it as a decimal. So I divide 7 into 360, and I get 51.43. And remember, we're allowed to have decimals in degrees. So I have some practice problems for you to try. I will send that to you through the Remind service. I hope this was helpful. There'll be another video in a little while.